Welcome to Live Into Your Best Life, a show where people learn how to go from where they are to where they'd like to be in any area of life. If you're looking for a new job, wanting to improve your relationships, or even reclaim your health, Paulie Skaja will share with you a simple formula that can take you on a journey to begin to live into your best life in all areas of life. Now sit back and begin your journey.
Hi there, I'm Paulie Skaja, and welcome to Live Into Your Best Life. Over the last couple of years, a lot of people have been losing their jobs, organizations have been downsizing, and there's just extra levels of stress. It feels like even though we have more technology and more opportunities, it's harder and harder to make things happen. As I was looking through one of the books I wrote, I just came to the last chapter and thought, you know what? It feels like people in the world need to hear this message. So today, I'm simply going to read to you the last chapter of the book that I wrote in 2023. So the book, Next Stop Your Dream Job, Navigating Your Journey to Professional Happiness, was created out of a session I facilitated to help people who were looking for jobs or looking to change jobs consider the possibilities that they had ahead of them. Now, during that session, they gave me all the ideas and we talked about them and we came up with some really great information to help people. And about half of the folks on that call got new jobs within 2 months. It was a very powerful session. It also caused me one evening to pause and reflect on that conversation and realize that those nuggets that we talked about that night were what everybody needs to hear if you're looking for a job, a new career. There is no one way to do it. And in this day and age, it seems like what used to work doesn't. So shake it up and let's figure out where you want to go next. And so today I'm just going to have you consider these ideas. Ideas to remember, because I know I've talked about them before, but hopefully today when I read these couple of pages to you, they'll hit you in a new way and provide you with some inspiration and guidance that you've been seeking. So the final chapter, it's just ideas. There is no step-by-step approach to achieving your goals. Yes, while this book is a step-by-step approach to getting a job or deciding on a new career path, when it comes to achieving your goals, that path can take many twists and turns, and there will be many unexpected opportunities to traverse that can't be predicted. Your best approach will unfold as you take action and move towards your goals. So again, consider what you'd like to be doing, where you'd like to be, how would you like to be spending your time? If you could do anything and money didn't matter, how would you spend it? How would you be spending your time? That's an indication of maybe the types of jobs you should be considering. Another indicator is when you were a kid, how did you spend your time playing? Those are also great indicators of what your being wants to do to have fun and how you live most fully. So just think about that. The next idea to consider: the roads you travel lead you to where you are headed. Some people may seem to have a straight road to getting where they want on their professional journey or anywhere in life. They went to school for business, they got a job doing business-related role, and they have followed the promotional progression as defined by the Human Resource Department. Other people may take a long and winding road, that would be me, that has been filled with a variety of the opportunities to develop new skills that seem unrelated, and yet both roads are perfect. Both roads are right for that person at that time. Each person has a unique journey to take, and everyone explores in their own way. So again, using those opportunities and figuring out what's right for you. Just a couple of shows ago, I talked about the various paths, and have you lived your life based on what people feel you should be doing? Or have you lived your life based on what fills you up and what you know is right for you? Cookie cutters are for cookies. There are many types of jobs, and new opportunities are being created every day. Back when my mom was working her jobs, they were very routine, but they were necessary at the time. Now, robots have replaced the repeatable actions. A few shows ago, actually in a couple of shows, I've talked about how every job my mom ever held got replaced by some sort of automation. And when I graduated from high school, there was no way I could have told you about the career path that I would take because I was a pioneer in many of the endeavors. So trust your journey and avoid comparing yourself to others. I remember when I was younger and I would go home and tell my dad, I got a new job. And my dad would laugh at me and say, of course you did, because it feels like every time you come home, you've got a new job. And then all of a sudden, one day I came home and I said, Dad, I got a new job and I think it's perfect for me. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to be a consultant. Now, this is when consultants were new, and I've been a consultant since, consulting in a variety of ways for many different organizations in some of the world's largest companies, and also helping some small nonprofit organizations. And all of the opportunities have been priceless and not two are alike. So cookie cutters are for cookies. Ready, fire, aim. So let go of perfection and start taking action. If you wait until you have the perfect plan laid out, you will never make progress. If you wait until your resume and cover letter are perfect, you will always find something else that needs to be changed. If you avoid talking to people about what you want, you will continue to limit your options and your potential. I want to take this one step further, and I want to talk about, in this day and age, recruiters, HR, hiring managers, decision makers are being bombarded by so many resumes. People seem to be unhappy where they are and they want to find something new. And all the noise is getting in the way of the right people shining. If you want to get ahead, if you want, and it doesn't matter if it's today, if it was 20 years ago, or if it's 20 years in the future, if you want that opportunity, you need to stand out. You need to find what makes you special. I tell people I am a female Forrest Gump. If you haven't watched the movie, it's adorable with Tom Hanks. Watch it. But if you have, you understand that life is like a box of chocolates. And it doesn't matter what you think your skills are. Skills are transferable. You can find yourself in a situation creating an opportunity you never imagined, and that will lead to another opportunity and another. And only you can hold yourself back. So figure out what makes you different, what makes you shine, what's your unique skill that the company you want to work for really needs so that they can get where they want. And then help them see it. Talk to people and put yourself out there. It can feel uncomfortable, and it's how you'll be seen and how you'll get those opportunities. Another idea to consider: You learn and grow most when you overcome obstacles. Each time you try something new, you're learning. When you achieve a level of mastery and things become easy, it feels good until you get bored. Embrace the challenges and consider what you can learn from each obstacle in the future. You will be able to remind yourself of all that you've overcome, which will help you overcome this challenge too. All of your past experiences are like building blocks, leading you to this moment in time. So embrace those opportunities. Think about a caterpillar who goes into their cocoon. So they've created a cocoon around them, and then they become a gooey mess. And then all of a sudden they start to transform and they become this beautiful butterfly. And they have to figure out how to open the cocoon so that they can fly. Now, if you've ever seen a cocoon, it's like a shell breaking, like a chicken trying to, or a bird trying to peck their way out of a shell. And the cocoon starts to break off. If you help the bird or the butterfly by helping open up the hole so they can get out more easily, they will die. They will not have the strength to make it in the real world. And that's just like people. We need to go through obstacles. And when we try to help people too much, that limits the opportunity for others to grow and learn. I've been in many leadership positions, and one of the things that I had to overcome was helping people. My daughter was brilliant. I can't remember how many years ago, but I was asking people for feedback. What do I do well? What are some things I can improve upon? Very few people gave me things to improve upon, and if they did, they were very loving. And my daughter gave me the most loving piece of advice. And it was, Mom, you love to help people so much that you don't let us make our own mistakes. And we need to make mistakes to learn and grow. It would be really great if you only help when we ask for it. Oh man, was that a brilliant insight that I hadn't even known. I didn't even realize I was holding my kids back and ultimately holding my teams back. And I can't tell you how many times I've used that advice as I've coached and mentored other people. And their teams grow when they allow the team members to fail, learn from it, and do better. So sometimes doing it right is doing it right based on what we know in the moment, and then we learn and we can do it better next time. Another idea to consider: things happen for a reason. In job hunting, one of the biggest challenges that we face is dealing with rejection. I hate being told no. And there was a period of time where I would send out resumes. I was the perfect person. My cover letter articulated why I was the perfect person. I'd even get interviews, and I'd lose out to someone who was already in the company. Or if I didn't get an interview, I would just automatically get a rejection letter. And you know, when they're the normal form letter, thank you for taking the time. We've chosen someone else. We're pursuing other candidates that are a better fit. Or we'll keep your resume on file in case something comes up. To me, that's as good as the trash can. I've never been called, even though I know there's many jobs I can fill within a company and be a great fit. But I always have had the opportunity to look at, okay, so what am I really supposed to be doing? So while you believe that you're the best fit for an opportunity, the hiring manager may have other ideas. It may be hard to believe that anyone is better than you for the job in the moment, but if you can step back and look at the bigger picture, perhaps this rejection is a blessing in disguise. Here's a couple of my real-world stories, and I'm hoping that they offer some inspiration for you. When I was opening or working on a charter school back in the early 2000s, I ultimately wound up founding the largest charter school from scratch in the state of Minnesota. But in order to become a charter school, you need to have a sponsor. The school district was not willing to let us convert from a magnet school to a charter school. That's the normal, or not normal necessarily, but that was often how a charter school became. The district that I was in was not interested in that, and therefore we had to start from scratch. And we had to find a sponsor, and we received 12 rejections. So reaching out to sponsors, pitching our idea, helping them understand the value it would bring to the community. And me and my team were told no 12 times. The team started with 10 people. By the 12th rejection, it was me and one other person. I had to step back and I had to look at the bigger picture. I had to ask myself, if I choose not to follow this, if I choose not to persevere, what's the worst case scenario? And what's the best case scenario? And both were fine. So I knew that I needed to follow my heart and everything would work out great. And it did. And the school is over 20 years old now. Another situation, there was a director position that I really wanted. It was with an organization that I had really enjoyed working for, and I would like to have gone back. When I spoke with one of my friends about the role, it turned out that they wanted the position. It made me really sad, but I didn't want to go up against them for the role. If they wanted the job, I backed off. I trusted that it would all work out in the end. The person got the job, and within just a few months, the job was eliminated. Again, blessing in disguise. And years ago, I'd been working on my third contract for an organization. I had a really bad car accident, and I needed to find a less stressful job. I went from leading 13 teams for this one organization down to only coaching 3 teams for another organization. After 6 weeks in my new role with the company, they decided to quote unquote go another direction. I had no job, I had no income, and I had a lot of bills to pay. I accepted a position with less responsibility than I'd had for a couple of decades, and the pay reflected it. It was about $100,000 decrease in my pay at that point in time. The role gave me an opportunity to become really clear on what I wanted to be doing for what type of manager and for what amount of pay. Within 3 months, I had what I really wanted because I'd gained clarity. I knew what I didn't want, and sometimes that's the easiest way to figure out what you want, is by being in a situation that you know you want to get out of. Now, one more idea to consider. The pieces will fall into place when you take the right action towards your goals. It's important to remember to pivot when needed. If you keep your blinders on, you will only see what's right in front of you rather than all the possibilities around you. Imagine your life as like a puzzle, and each of these job postings, the people that you're meeting, and the informational conversations are all pieces of a puzzle. Notice how they fit together and how they will help you get where you want to be. My last idea for you to consider: do what makes sense for you. This is your life. This is your journey. People may share ideas for you to consider, but it's essential that you make choices that are right for you. If you make choices based on what other people want you to do and things don't work out, you're the only person responsible for the choice. You can't blame them. So start by making decisions that align with your intentions and bring them to life. All right. So hopefully those nuggets are helpful for you. There is no step-by-step approach to achieving your goals. The roads you travel lead you to where you're headed. Cookie cutters are for cookies. Ready, fire, aim. You learn and grow most when you overcome obstacles. Things happen for a reason. The pieces will fall into place. And do what makes sense for you. Each of these tidbits, while written to help people with their jobs and careers, can be used in basically every area of life. So fill in the blank on how are you taking your health to the next level? How are you taking your relationships to the next level? Your spiritual growth. Whatever area of life you want to focus on, there is no cookie cutter approach, and all the pieces fall into place. So as you're going on your journey, figuring out what's next, remember to live into your best life. Live each moment fully and enjoy the journey. This is your life. Take it one step at a time and enjoy how things unfold as you notice the possibilities. If you've gained some insights that you'd like to share with other people, please do. Sharing this link is how I can reach more people and help more people live into their best life. Also, please follow, give me a 5-star rating so that more people can find the show. And until next time, just continue enjoying that journey and live into your best life moment by moment.
Thank you for listening to Paulie Skaja, your show host for Live Into Your Best Life. Check out the show notes and visit her at paulieskaya.com to learn more and continue your journey. Until next week, enjoy the adventure.